We have gone to the point where we literally have nothing better to do than to watch a 7-year-old video and complain about it. So let's just do this.
I'm happy to say Black Ops 3 doesn't just continue the series' trend of boldly trying new things, it embraces its sci-fi oddities more than ever before.
One thing I gotta say is that IGN reviews sound like they've been made by a robot. I don't know how he's able to talk like that and not burst into laughter. The way he talks, it's so formal and robotic, which right off the bat makes me feel disconnected from the person who's talking.
Killing robots is a blast, thanks to varied enemy designs and 3 flavors of new mind powers. Blow things up, beat things up, and control your enemies.
So far, what he's saying is true. Like, he's explaining what's new in the game. He's really not saying anything wrong, to be honest.
Each power tree has its own playstyle, and you'll want to put points into just one so you can still level up your perks and weapons. This makes the choice important.
I just want to highlight the sentence because it's not really important. The effect that these abilities make is so minimal that it doesn't really matter if you use them or not. So you just end up not using them and just depend on your gun instead.
My favorite is the charge ability, which kills or staggers enemies in my path. The ground pound is great for groups, and invisibility is perfect for sneaking to cover or reviving allies. I haven't seen this much utility in a Black Ops game before, and it's a terrific addition.
Remember what I said about him talking like a robot? Like, how are you talking like this? Also, he's talking about these abilities like they're the best innovation in the world. Maybe he genuinely liked them, but I really didn't feel like it was something memorable or a game changer. And I like how lazy this guy gets with the research for his video. He says that he hasn't seen this much utility in a Black Ops game, not a COD game. Like, I get it if you don't have time to check every previous Call of Duty game, but at least you can sound like a genuine person. Like, hey, I really like this special abilities thing, and I didn't have the time to check every previous COD game, but I believe that there is no COD game that did this before, but instead you just sound like a robot.
This creates a real and refreshing reason to replay the campaign, learning new powers, testing them out, and conquering old challenges in new ways.
I can't even finish Black Ops 3's campaign once because of how bad it is. And you're saying that I should play it multiple times to experience the new abilities? I seriously doubt that he actually played the campaign more than once, considering that the video released 3 days after the game launched. Actually, it was released on the day that the game launched, but more on that later.
But I was disappointed that many of the great high mobility mechanics we see in multiplayer were locked behind an easy to miss tech tree in the campaign. One of the coolest new features shouldn't be so difficult to find and activate.
That's the only thing that you can come up with? Yeah, I didn't expect you to sit down and nitpick every bad thing in the game, but is this really the only complaint that you had about the game? Also, I have already watched the entire video, and in the section where he highlights the pros and cons, there are no cons about this game. This game has no cons, but it still didn't get a full score. And I really don't care about the scoring thing, but isn't this a con that you explicitly mentioned in the video? Shouldn't it be in the cons list at the end? I don't know what this guy was doing. Anyway, I get it if you like the game, but if you played Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 as you indicated earlier, there is one major complaint that you forgot to mention. You could have at least mentioned the fact that, hey, this game is called Black Ops 3, but it has nothing to do with the Black Ops universe. So if you're expecting this campaign to be directly related to the first 2 games, then you should stay away. But if you don't care about the story, there's fun to be had here. Or how about, hey, the story might be good, but I had a really hard time understanding it. How about anything? Anyway, let's look at the multiplayer, which I haven't really played a lot of, but let's just have a look.
In competitive multiplayer, everyone has a great new thruster pack. It's similar to the one from last year's Advanced Warfare, but different enough to have its own nuances. They're great for chasing, escaping, and getting to objectives too.
I know I've said this like a million times already, but why is he talking like a robot? He sounds like Connor from Detroit Become Human. Hey, I'm Connor. I'm the android sent by Cyberlife. Either that, or he's being forced to say these stuff. I was going through the comments while I was watching the video, like a lot of us do, and I saw this comment. IGN didn't really review the game. They just explained what the game offered. Reviewing the game means fully analyzing it and trying to figure out ups and downs of each section of the game. And while I don't fully agree with the comment, I agree with the first part. part. This is not a review. Reviews are about opinion, and even though it seems like this guy is giving his opinion, it doesn't feel genuine. What he's doing is list off every new thing that the game offers and then follow it up with a generic statement like, oh, this game has new thruster packs and it is a good thing because you can move faster and you can get to objectives faster, blah blah blah. Like, listen to this.
The most important change is that now you pick a character from a diverse pool of specialists. And because each of the 9 characters is useful, your choice is important. These powers are game-changing, but they recharge slowly, so you have to be smart about when to use them.
Isn't that the most generic statement ever? There's no opinion involved. I can say that about any game. Like, I can do that with the latest Modern Warfare 2. Here we go. In Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, you get to choose from a pool of field upgrades. Every field upgrade has its own recharge rate. If you pick a powerful one, it will recharge slowly, while if you pick a weaker one, it will recharge faster. So you gotta make the right choice. I haven't seen this level of utility and choice in the previous Modern Warfare 2 game from 2009. Anyway, let's get into the section where I really played the most, so I can really call this guy out on his bullshit. Not that it matters after 7 years, but it's still fun to do.
The new Zombies co-op mode Shadows of Evil is the best version of the undead slaying mode in Call of Duty yet. One big change is the ability to become the beast. It's incredibly powerful, but it doesn't last long.
You see what I mean when I said that there is no opinion? It's just generic statements. One big change is the ability to become the beast, and it's powerful but it doesn't last long. Really? I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. This made me realize that this guy didn't even get to play the game. He really didn't play the game mode for long enough to understand it. I know that you want to get the review out as fast as possible, but this is just terrible. He talks about beast mode like this is a powerful weapon that you can whip out when you get into a sticky situation, as if people are gonna use it as a strategy to get to high rounds. But for anyone that has played Shadows of Evil for 5 minutes will know that its main function is to power up electrical switches, destroy keeper protected doors and crates, grapple, shock and kill zombies, and revive teammates. Beast mode is used to obtain the ritual items necessary to conduct the 4 main rituals as part of the main Easter egg and unlocking the Pack-a-Punch. I just read that from Call of Duty fandom. But the point is that this guy clearly didn't spend any time playing the game. The review was for the sake of coming up with a video. Like, hey, Black Ops 3 is out, so we gotta make a video about it. Let's just list down every new feature that the game has, and yeah, that would be enough. Yeah. Like, even if you were gonna half-ass the review, you could have just did what I did and directly read from the Call of Duty fandom page. It would have been just fine, and a lot of people may not even know that you did that.
Choosing when to use it and when to save it adds a satisfying new tactical choice on top of the already cooperation-heavy zombies mode.
Again, I have never seen anyone use Beast mode as a tactical choice in Shadows of Evil, except for this guy. While I was editing the video, I was listening to what the guy was saying, and there's something that's really dumb that he talked about in the zombies section. Just listen to this.
You can customize your gear before a match begins. This opens up some opportunities for teamwork.
What do you mean you can customize your weapons before a zombies match, which will lead to opportunities for better teamwork? What does that even mean? Did you just take 2 unrelated parts of the video or the recording and just put them together? Because this doesn't make any sense to me. The customization options for Black Ops 3 Zombies are just for weapon attachments when you get them from the box or from the wall buy. So it's not like multiplayer where you can communicate with your teammates like, I'm gonna have this setup and you have a different setup so that we can work together as a team. It's not like that. So it just blows my mind how customizing your weapon attachments relates to better teamwork. That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways, here comes the verdict. Here comes the best part.
Black Ops 3 isn't the best Call of Duty game ever, but it's the biggest and most feature-packed game we've seen out of the series yet.
You know, I get it. I get that it's hard to come up with a rating for a game that you barely even played. I mean, how could you? The video was posted 3 days after the official launch. No, It was actually posted on the day that the game launched. I say that because they made 2 videos about Black Ops 3. One on November 5th called Black Ops 3 Review in Progress, and one on November 8th titled Black Ops 3 Review. The first video was supposed to be one of those, initial impressions videos, and the second video was supposed to be the full review. And I have to emphasize supposed to, because the 2 videos are almost identical. But the only difference is that the newer video has the verdict section that mentions the score of 9.2 out of 10, and the first one is just the same without the verdict section. In the initial impressions video, he explicitly mentions that he will be holding off the final score because he wants to do this properly or whatever. And we can clearly see that it did not make a difference. Hell, they didn't even edit the part where it says review in progress. I'm serious. They didn't even put the effort to delete 2 words from the original video. Here, I'll fix this 7-year-old video. There you go. Anyways, I know that reviews are supposed to be about opinions, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe this guy enjoys shitty games, which is completely fine. But as I said, it didn't feel like a review. It was just going over what the game added in the most shallow way possible. And the final score was just the icing on the cake. Anyway, leave a comment. Jane, bye bye.